Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife, Marie. And you are going in Smackdown Live.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke watching Going In the Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you're going to be listening to right here. I'm going to need this beer for this particular episode.
Oh, wow.
Of Going In Raw. Larson, we're reviewing Smackdown, holiday edition Smackdown. Everybody, clearly everybody, is simply waiting for the episode to be done so they can hop on a plane. Where were they from today?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn? Okay,
Brooklyn, New
so
York.
it's a pretty short flight, I would think, down to Orlando, where the most of those people live.
Yeah, not everybody lives in Orlando, though.
I think everybody in the wrestling business lives in Florida, either
Daniel
Tampa
Bryan doesn't.
or Orlando.
Daniel Bryan doesn't.
Where does he reside these days?
I don't know if he still lives in Arizona or not. If he's back up in Washington, he
That
lives in
was a
San Diego.
joke anyways, I know Miz lives in L.A. probably.
Yeah, he lives in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's a long flight. Anyways, so yeah. It's what's weird though. What's weird though is that actually it kind of is weird. So like, I'm not gonna get into spoilers at all, but from what I understand, this Monday's Raw is worth watching.
Paper, it sounds like there's potential there.
Well, yeah, it seems like it's worth watching, and
Yeah,
the
exactly.
people in attendance have said good things about it.
Yeah.
It's just surprising they would phone in. They would do such a phoned in performance.
Here's the thing: SmackDown was a complete phoned in, like inconsequential show. It wasn't boring though. Boring. The star of the show was a ham.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Otis was the highlight. That's why he made the thumbnail today.
Yeah, and the
That was
ham.
the only time that's going to happen.
And ham.
And the ham was the true star of the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was.
Whenever you get a Christmas ham to be the star attraction, you know you're doing at least something right.
I appreciate that you're trying to.
I'm being the positive one.
You're trying to be positive here.
They're showcasing some what I hope be some quality pork products.
Mm-hmm. Maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe SmackDown. Maybe Vince just felt really bad for AEW because they've been eating it bad this week, man.
Oh yeah, in terms of critical response.
All those bad those fake punches
like Vince
everywhere.
Goes to Bruce and says, I'm feeling bad for those kids in AEW. Let's give them a break.
Well, yeah, let's give people something else to talk about.
Like one of the rare times where Jim Cornette opened his mouth and something seemingly logical has come out is when he said about Bruce Pritchard, he's not a yes man, he's an it man.
Yeah.
That when Vince is looking for it, Bruce knows what that is.
Mm-hmm.
He can Cornette ever said anything that it's like, okay, this makes sense.
No, Cornette said plenty of good things. The problem is those are sort of overshadowed by the horrible things that he said as well. Horrible. It's kind of taken out of. Anyways,
he said some horrible things.
Yeah, he has. Anyways, so this is Going In Raw. In case you're a first-time listener, welcome to the show. And of course, you can find us if you're watching us on YouTube. If you would prefer to listen to us on the podcast app. Wherever you listen to podcasts, that's where you can be found. Man, my brain's not working today, man.
Evidently.
I watched that Star Wars movie this morning.
Star Wars, and you had to check your brain at the door and didn't check it back out, huh?
Apparently, yeah. By the way, if you're watching this live with us, welcome. But please, no Star Wars spoilers in chat. I would appreciate that. I've banned a couple Star Wars related words as well. So yeah. Anyways,
I've been asking you like nonstop. I haven't seen it yet. But I don't care about spoilers. I don't care.
Yeah, you don't care about that stuff.
Care.
I went out of my way sort
Don't
of just
care.
not. I didn't. I wanted to go there and be
Here's
surprised.
my perspective.
Okay.
I'm based on everything I've heard. You're the only person I've asked any spoiler-specific questions. Everything I've heard, it's an underwhelming experience. What do I care?
Yeah, well, like,
What do I care?
Hey, maybe if your expectations are way down low.
Like they were for Solo.
There you go.
You said it was a steaming
boy.
garbage fire.
I hated that
I
movie.
watched it on Netflix. Like, yeah, it's not great, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It made for a decent Disney Plus experience.
Well, I mean, I watched it on Netflix, not Disney Plus. But yeah, I see your point.
Same thing. Anyway.
Not quite, but yeah, whatever. Anyways, my expectations they're like as low as they can be. Like I grew up a huge Star Wars guy, huge Star Wars fan. Empire Strikes Back's one of my 5 favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
And like yeah, like it's just too much Star Wars now, man.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Oh, I don't know. Actually, you know what? That's actually really good. That is one thing that I totally noticed for the first time ever. When at the very beginning the big Star Wars things come up and it's dun, 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 dun.
And you're like, yeah, whatever.
Right? I was like, doesn't feel special anymore.
No, it doesn't. Initially,
terrible.
you got those 3 movies.
We're the worst.
6 years, and you
We're
thought that
the
was it. You had to wait
worst.
like a decade and a half or more, and then in the span of 6 years, you got 3 more, and you thought, okay, that's it, no more, and now you get 1 a year.
We're the worst, man. You can't. Well, we're all complaining because they're giving us something that we enjoy. That's terrible.
Well, I mean, the last point is debatable.
Yeah. Anyways, so let's dive into this SmackDown recap, dude.
I guess so. So Ham was star of the show, but that being said, they had Daniel Bryan kicked off the show, I think, with a pretty solid promo.
Yeah. He's incapable of delivering a bad promo.
Oh man, he's amazing. He's one of the best. Wrestler of the decade, yay or nay?
Oh, gotta be yay.
No, it's Okada.
I don't know, man.
It's Okada.
Daniel Bryan, he busted up his brain, then he came back.
Yeah,
won at WrestleMania 30.
It's basically a
Listen,
medical
I'll tell you
miracle.
what,
I agree.
Tell you what. Once Okada wins on the grandest stage of them all.
He has wrestled several times.
Well, no, he's never been to Triple Mania though, and number 2, he's never been to WrestleMania. Anyways, Daniel Bryan comes out. He's super smiley.
Yeah, at first I thought that they're already striking the wrong note here.
He's not going to be American Dragon, dude. He would say that.
To stomp people's head and do cattle mutilation to people. That's what I want to see.
All I want to see is for him to go off on like a guy for not throwing hard enough
There you
elbows.
go, and then destroy him with elbows of his own. Yeah, that's what I want to see. So he says he doesn't know where he went when the Fiend pulled him under the ring. He just knew that the Fiend pulled out all of his hair.
That's what kind of list would that be if we were to include Daniel Bryan going off on top 10
neat things Daniel Bryan has done?
Oh, that's a good one. Or top 10 lessons wrestlers taught other wrestlers in the ring.
There you go. Yeah, that'd be good.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, so he says he came out of there without his hair wherever he was under the ring, and he said that his Daniel Bryan brand was gone.
Yeah.
And he says his kid Birdie cried when she saw him with no hair and no beard.
I wonder if that's a shoot.
I don't know, maybe. Because she only knew the Daniel Bryan brand. She hadn't seen him with no hair and no beard.
Yeah.
But he recognized who he was looking at in the mirror. He was looking at the guy who never main evented WrestleMania, who had to scratch and claw his way to WWE to get to the top. Of course, he's talking about American Dragon.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true. And I like how, his heel turn is all about consumerism, destroying the earth. And it seems like his interaction with Bray had made him realize that he had turned into a commodity, a brand. He wasn't really a person at that point. Now he has rid himself of the appearances of Daniel Bryan brand.
Daniel Bryan Industries.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan Industries. And now he is American Dragon
American Bryan
Enterprises. And he's looking to get after Bray and give Bray some comeuppance. So he calls him out. Miz comes out instead, and Miz try to make the point that Bray is just the title. He's just hiding behind that belt.
Yeah,
that's all he is. He's just a title.
Yeah,
which apparently Miz isn't really paying attention to wrestling and what Bray really, because like the title literally doesn't really seem to matter much to Bray.
Especially not in WWE 2K20 because they fixed custom championships. But now when you do it and then you download it from somebody else, it just goes up as a blank title.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
By the way, we're starting up Friendo Club Championship Wrestling on our Patreon. It's on our Patreon now. You got to pay for it if you want to watch our shenanigans. It's not great though. Like, there's not the custom situation on 2K20. It's just a really sad state of affairs.
It's an absolute train wreck.
So I'm going to try to do like custom arena and like custom championship. God knows if it's actually going to show up though. So that's on Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson or YouTube channel members.
Yes.
We've got all sorts of great bonus content there.
More on the way too, for sure.
Oh yeah.
So Miz says that, and then Baron comes out for some reason. Oh, sorry. Miz says Bray is just the title, and he wants to be the one that takes it from him. Baron comes out for some goddamn reason.
Because it had been 7 minutes, and we hadn't seen Baron Corbin yet.
Or much less Baron Corbin opened his feed hole to spew out word vomit.
So God forbid, SmackDown open and Baron Corbin's not there.
I know. So he comes out, he starts talking a bunch of weak-ass trash to Miz and Daniel Bryan.
It's so bad.
It's bad.
The only thing that kind of saves it is that by that dumb smile on his face.
He knows it's trash. He knows
you get that it's bad.
You know he's trash.
He knows that it's bad.
So he says, Daniel Bryan, your brand is failure, unlike me. So I've done all this stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't mention about a year ago, get completely publicly humiliated. Says, because I beat Kurt Angle, I was king of the ring. I beat Roman at TLC. I want a shot at Bray. And then Baron, oh man, gets to the heart of the matter. Really sticks it to Miz and Daniel Bryan.
You guys are bad fathers.
You guys are both failure as fathers. So they start stepping up to him. Dolph, with his Smackdown hat, gets in the ring. Super kicks him.
That is a touch that I really appreciate.
Yeah, I know.
I like
and
that.
then Baron drops Daniel Bryan within the days. It was then announced pretty quickly thereafter. Tag match where you can't totally see where this is going anyways.
Yeah.
Bryan and Miz taking on Baron and Dolph. After that, heavy machinery interview. This is like the most charming part of the whole show, maybe.
This is when you know, like, SmackDown is getting to me when I'm like actively now rooting.
You are a #1 Otis fan.
I know, and like it was
#1.
moments ago, it was like weeks ago that I was like, dude, I'm tired of these people. I don't know what changed. Otis cracks me the hell up these days.
He's
though.
doing the same exact thing. It happens every time.
Oh, it makes me laugh so
every
much,
time you're like, oh, this person sucks. I want this person off my TV. 2 weeks later.
You know what it was?
You
know what got me so annoyed before? It was because they were taking on my favorite wrestler ever, Adam Cole.
Yeah.
And they were like, he was actually getting some offense in against Adam Cole, and that bugs the crap out of me.
Otis had a really good match against Tommaso Ciampa, and he was Ciampa's champion.
It was like this past week.
Really
I
good
know,
match.
but Ciampa, I like Ciampa, but I'm not like head over heels about Ciampa. I think he's great. But he's no Adam Cole. So yeah, I mean, even like I was starting to turn on Finn this week because like he almost picked up that win on Adam Cole, and I was like,
Wow.
oh, that match is trash because Adam Cole didn't just beat him clean in 5 minutes.
Wow.
I know it's getting really bad. My Adam Cole obsession is reaching new heights, Larson.
It's
got to try to dial it down to the 2020. I'm going to turn into a stalker.
I think it's starting to become a bit concerning.
I'm going to be like, hey, he's at Disneyland. I'm going to go there.
Disney World.
You're like,
You're
like, dude, it's a 6-hour drive. Like he comes to LA. He's like in Disneyland.
Gotcha. Yeah.
He's like 6-hour drive. I'm like, it's okay. I'm gonna wear a diaper. I can get there in 5.5 hours if I don't make any bathroom stops. Be like that crazy lady from the space shuttle who like stalked people with diapers on. Remember her? That was nuts.
Anyway.
Going into space makes you crazy because you pick up them alien parasites, dude. I'm telling you.
This is fun wrestling, man. Heavy machinery interview. Tucky explains why Otis is mad at Cesaro because Cesaro dumped the ham that Otis got for Sammy on the ground.
Yeah.
And then Otis says, I like giving gifts, especially ham.
Yeah, it was funny because like Otis, like let's face it, Otis, they have him talk like he's slow, like he's messed up in the head.
No, they have him talk like he's full of tenderness.
Yeah, but also like slow because Tucky has to do all the talking for him, and then he says, "I really like Christmas. I like giving hams.
I like giving gifts, especially ham.
Especially ham." Yeah,
he's a tender soul, man. That's what Tucky said. Is like the only place he's vulnerable. It's right there, in the heart.
Yeah, he's a big heart.
Yeah,
and he should have said he also has a small brain.
I don't think that's it, man. Anyway, they talk about their match against the Revival, a Miracle on 34th Street fight. Tucky says they're going to win. Otis says, I love Christmas.
I love Christmas. See?
And then Mandy Rose comes in.
Oh, this was hot.
Gives Otis a ham and then plants a kiss on his cheek.
I want a ham job.
God damn it.
Guys, at a ham job. Get it?
Jeez.
So yeah, no, and the crowd actually popped for this. I popped for it. I was like, oh, that's cool.
It was good.
That's good. It was actually a really sweet moment. I liked it.
It was really good.
All that ham is good stuff, man. But
I love me some ham.
Before we talk about more ham, because it was featured prominently in the next matchup.
Star of the show, man.
Here's a word from the sponsor of today's show, Dollar Shave Club. When we talk about Dollar Shave Club, we're talking about quality products. They spent years developing, crafting, and refining everything, so you have everything to look, feel, and smell phenomenal. Look at this shave I got here, Larson. This face is as smooth as Otis's tummy, and that's a testament to the quality of Dollar Shave Club's products.
And as awesome as all their shave stuff is, Dollar Shave Club is way more than just razors. They've also got you covered from head to toe. Dollar Shave Club has everything you need to shower, shave, do your hair, brush your teeth, even wipe your behind.
Mm-hmm. And you can get all this without leaving your house. Dollar Shave Club will keep you stocked up on the products you use whenever you need them, whether it's once a month or a couple times a year, and it's all delivered right to your door. Now I never have to worry about wasting time at the store wondering if what I'm getting is any good. With Dollar Shave Club, I know what I'm getting is quality stuff.
And right now, you can put the quality of Dollar Shave Club's products to the test. Their Ultimate Shave Starter Set has basically everything you need for an amazing shave. The Executive Razor, Shave Butter, Prep Scrub, and Post-Shave Dew. The best part is you can try it for just $5. After that, the restock box ships regular-sized products at regular prices.
Get your Ultimate Starter Set for just $5 at dollarshaveclub.com/GIR. That's dollarshaveclub.com/GIR. That led to Heavy Machinery versus The Revival in a Miracle on 34th Street fight. We've seen this. This happens every year.
Yeah, it happened last year when we got the Raw here in Sacramento. I believe it was Elias versus... Shoot. Who's his opponent? The thumbnail was Elias for that particular episode last year. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it was a fun match.
Yeah.
I think I kind of prefer the Halloween, the trick or treat fights.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because usually it involves someone throwing pumpkins at another person.
Maybe.
But then the tradition of this is there's always a bowling ball involved.
So I do feel like there wasn't enough holiday accoutrements in terms of like there was this like a plate of hardly any cookies and chocolates, and then another one.
Well, because it might have taken the focus off the ham, and the ham was the focus of the story.
They needed more something like sloppy. Like what sloppy is there for like Christmas dinners? Because when you had the ham,
you can have like some fruitcake.
Yeah, fruit. Oh, that's a good one. Fruitcake's a good one.
Some.
You know what they should have done? They should have sold. They should have used a fruitcake as like a foreign object, but sold how tough it is because that's always the joke with fruit.
Because it's all candied fruit. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always like regifted year to year. It never goes bad.
Yeah.
It's just hard.
Yeah.
And gnarly.
It's basically petrified.
Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially.
Right, exactly.
See, that's a good idea. It could be like a brick of fruitcake. Is the ultimate weapon for this match, anyways. So early on, Revival, they dump Tucky's face first in the announce table. They take one of the tables that's ringside that has like one plate of cookies on it. Dump all the cookies off. I think Dawson takes a bite of one, spits it out. Like, he can't even like cookies. That's how much of a heel he is. He's that invested in his heel work.
Yeah, man.
Doesn't even enjoy cookies.
Yeah.
It's like me. So they're about to suplex Tucky. The Revival are through table. Otis makes the save. And then there's a fire extinguisher. What the heck did I write here? Oh, sorry. Otis sets up Dash on the table. He goes up on the apron like he's going to jump off. And then Dawson shoots him with a fire extinguisher from, like, he pulls it out from under the ring. And the Revival powerbomb Otis through table. So he's out of the match for the longest time.
Like, what the heck? Poor Otis. He got a nice kiss from Manny Rose. But like he had to get powerbombed through a table on like it's like we're almost at Christmas.
Maybe worse yet, he had to see his prize ham be tossed to the floor later on.
Yeah, but I'm talking as a shoot. You got powerbombed through a table.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it's like a day before
He probably does that 3 days a week, man.
That's not good.
No, it's not good. So we go to commercial. We come back. They're all Revival and Tucky. They're all brawn around the ramp area. Tucky suplexes Dawson on the corrugated steel at the foot of the ramp. Dash comes in with a gift. He hits Tucky in his buttocks with it. And then inside that box is a bowling ball. He rolls it down towards Tucky.
We're to believe that it hits him in the man zone.
The front area.
Right.
Instead of hitting his foot or knee.
But he was selling the man zone, so we'll just say that it hit him in the balls.
It's a holiday tradition, man.
Yeah.
Someone takes the bowling ball to the front area.
Probably hurts less because like you can sort of get your thigh in the way there.
Yeah, to cushion the impact.
Unless it gets you on your knee, that could hurt. But he had like a knee pad on.
So a Christmas tree is set up in the corner. Tucky is Irish whipped into it. Dawson sends Dash towards the Christmas tree to do some sort of stinger splash, perhaps. Tucky moves, and so Dash kind of crosses himself around the Christmas tree. And the Revival, they toss Tucky over the announce table. In process, he takes out the ham that was sitting in front of Corey Graves the entire match.
Yeah.
This pisses Otis off.
This was his moment. This was his, his spinach moment.
This is when he goes ham.
This is when he goes ham, yeah.
He picks up Dawson. Dash hits him with a kendo stick. Otis no-sells completely. He drops Dawson and then tosses Dash into a pile of presents that's set up in the corner by the barricades. And then Otis goes under the ring, produces a bag, dumps the contents in the ring. Legos.
And it's like, like a large variety of them too. All sorts of different
sizes.
Oh, man.
and he slams Dawson onto the Legos. And then he picks up a dash, an electric chair position. Dawson kind of stumbles right into a power slam position. He drops both of them. And then Heavy Machinery hits Compactor. And then so Otis pins Dawson to get the win. And then afterwards, Tucky gets the ham, gives it to Otis. Otis is overjoyed, starts licking the ham.
Yeah. As we go to commercial, he's like, gnawing on
licking the ham.
So after that, the Revival get on the mics.
Well, hold on. First, we go backstage.
Oh, yeah.
Otis has the ham. He goes to Mandy and says, like, I'm sorry for what happened.
I shouldn't have taken it out there.
I shouldn't have taken it out there. I'm sorry what happened. And Mandy tells him it's all right, gives him a hug. She pulls back from the hug, and she's covered in Otis's sweat.
And it's like one of them. It's like sort of a grayish dress, I think. One of those that's like extra.
It's like taupe.
Did you notice that on Broken Skull sessions? That Goldberg
he was sweating a ton.
wore. I mean, it's probably really like those lights are probably intense.
Yeah.
You got to wear a black shirt though, because he's obviously a profuse sweater.
Yeah, he is.
And you wear especially that one certain type of gray. That just immediately
that dark gray heather, man.
It's obvious. Yeah.
And that one armpit was like there was like 6 inches of sweat coming down.
It was yeah.
I felt bad for him. So Mandy's covered in sweat. Apparently she didn't like that, but he just got done with the match. I don't know what she's expecting.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Anyways, she like walks away, and then he looks sort of disappointed.
Forlorn.
Yeah, that's a good word. He did a good job of being forlorn. His performance was good.
Yeah. Next, then the Revival. They're in the ring. They're saying we're in all these gimmick matches, ladder match, street fight, whatever happened to old school, old-fashioned tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
And Dawson says, well, now we're in the glitzy world of sports entertainment. And then Elias comes out. He sings a song for them, talks a bunch of trash.
I felt like Elias came off as a bit self-conscious during this particular song. I don't know. Maybe it's just he's getting into the groove. Like, it's one thing to do it backstage, maybe in front of like 10,000 people or whatever, 7,000 people. It might be a bit different. Was he like trying to remember his words or something? Because
I don't know.
He just didn't seem completely gone.
He just seemed completely invested in performance.
Maybe like the lame punchline was like...
Yeah, that was a lame punchline.
It was like a Caitlyn Jenner joke. Anyways, after that we had the return of Braun Strowman in dramatic fashion, just sitting in the locker room.
With a hat on backwards.
Yeah,
Sami Zayn back there, yeah.
Sami Zayn comes in, he tells Braun that he got his name in the Secret Santa, and then...
he wants to know what he wants for Christmas.
Yeah, and then Braun just sort of immediately buries Sami's sort of general philosophy towards the holidays.
Yeah. And so, like, you come out here every week and just, like, bash on the holiday spirit.
Yeah.
Why do you want to get me anything? And Sammy's like, oh, no, that's just don't worry about that. That's something else. They go back and forth a little bit. Cesaro and Nakamura enter. And then...
they're like, is everything okay here? And Braun's like, oh, he's about ready to throw.
Yeah. And then Cesaro spoils potentially Braun's gift. I don't remember what it was, so I didn't write it down. I have it here in the notes, so something was said.
Oh, was it the mitts thing?
Oh, yeah, maybe it was.
Yeah, because the hands and the mitts.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you really want to get me something? Are you sincere? Which is kind of funny. And he was like, yeah. He's like, how about a shot at that Intercontinental Championship? So confirmed at TLC, that might have been in the cards.
Yeah.
At some point. Because it seems like Braun's going to be Intercontinental Champion before too long.
Maybe. And Sammy's like, no can do tonight. These guys have a match. So, nah, we're good.
So they skulk off.
Yeah. Next, a very brief match between Carmela and Sonia Deville. Carmela won pretty quickly. I think she ate like 3 moves from Sonia. There was a sliding knee, maybe a couple other things. Eventually, though, Sonia taps out to the code of silence.
Oh, my God. Wayne came back.
Huh?
Remember, he actually left. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning in England.
What are you doing, man?
And he left to go food shopping, like Christmas dinner shopping at 2 in the morning. Which was last time he was out late. He cracked his I saw the wound.
Yeah, me too.
I made a little picture of a face.
You did
out of the wound. It looked horrible. I don't know why he didn't learn his lesson. Anyways, he came back. He's okay.
He's good. That's good to hear.
That's good.
Next,
sometimes I worry about that guy.
I went to the bathroom for the Sheamus promo. Anything new here? Soul of Smackdown. Is that what you said? Heart. Which one is it?
People are soft. I'm going to fight for the soul of SmackDown.
So he's the heart and soul of SmackDown.
Oh, did he say heart last time?
Yeah.
This time he definitely said soul. Or he's fighting for the soul of SmackDown. So it'd be more like a championship soul. He's not the soul. He would just then possess the soul. They maybe do an open challenge for the soul.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Something like
soul
that.
Soul of SmackDown. They're actually going to personify it.
You know. Yeah, make it physical, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It'd be like a shield, a sword, some sole. Like a literal foot, like a shoe sole.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I've got the sole right
Well,
here.
keeping the shoe. Like they fight for this. They challenge for a shoe.
Something like that. I don't know.
That could be good.
He's not an attractive person when they light him from underneath, like he's telling a ghost story. That's whatever I think, dude. That's the convention. You're lit from underneath.
In the year 2000.
Or in the year 2000, exactly. In the year 2000.
Anyways, next we had the New Day taking on Nakamura and Cesaro in a non-title match. It's a fun enough match.
This was fun. I like the thing that I liked most about this was when they came back from Sheamus's promo. They had obviously seen it on the big screen because Big E started acting like he was doing brogue kicks in the ring.
He's a treasure.
He's so great.
He's amazing.
Anyways, yeah, no, this is a fun enough match.
It's a fun match. So at one point, Big E's in, so is Nakamura. E drops Nakamura some belly to bellies, follows a splash, sets it for a big ending. Nakamura escapes that, hits spinning heel kick. He charges towards Big E, towards the corner. Big E drops him with an Uranagi. It goes for the pin. Cesaro breaks that up. Kofi sends Cesaro out of the ring, follows the trust fall. Trust fall's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the trust
I
fall.
mentioned this. I was going to say during the stream. We did not stream
We
tonight.
didn't stream.
I mentioned this while we were sitting on the couch watching it. I like that Kofi is he's getting a little looser with it. Like, I feel like he used to sort of stand for a bit, look back, make sure everything was good, because you're about to do a trust fall, man. Those are tough.
You gotta trust somebody.
You gotta trust somebody. Now he just like flings them. Somebody's. I imagine somebody's probably gonna be there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw myself out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So Nakamura setting up for Kinshasa. Big E responds with a clothesline. He gets the hot tag to Kofi. Cesaro's in as well. Kofi has the advantage for a while. This is great Hurricane Rana from Kofi. And he follows that with a cave-in.
Yeah. Cameron Grimes' move.
Gets the 2, though. Kofi goes trouble in paradise. Instead, Cesaro hits like a pop-up European uppercut. Earns a 2 count there. Big E clothesline Cesaro out of the ring. And then they do the thing where Kofi runs towards Big E. Big E kind of flings him over his head. Mm-hmm. Kofi takes out Cesaro and Nakamura. So he's back in. Kofi is. He goes to the corner to tag in Big E. Nakamura runs around to pull Big E off the apron. Kofi walks into a swing from Cesaro. Cesaro falls out with double stomp. Kofi kicks out of that. The end saw Cesaro go for a gotch neutralizer. Kofi reverses that into a roll-up. New Day win. Nakamura and Cesaro proceed to beat down the New Day after the match. Sammy gets in there at first like, hey, let's beat them all up. He joins in. He starts taking the boots to New Day too. Braun runs down the ring to make the save. He tosses Cesaro out, shoulder tackles him ringside, tries to power slam Shinsuke. Sammy grabs Nakamura's feet, gets him out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So expect 6-man. No, Sammy can't wrestle. Sorry, I guess not.
Correct.
So
yeah.
6-man tag match, but perhaps not. Next, Daniel Bryan and The Miz are backstage. Miz goes to Daniel Bryan and says, hey, thanks for saving me.
Very reluctantly,
he
says this.
From Bray smashing my head in with his circus hammer.
And then Bryan says, I didn't do it for you. I did it for me. And then he notices that, this is a heartfelt thing from The Miz. Takes a lot to say this. So he, he backsteps a little bit and he's like, I do appreciate that what you went through with your families, was pretty tough.
Harrowing.
So I'm sorry about that. And then Miz is like, well, I still don't like you. And he's like, well, I don't like you more, and I don't like you most, et cetera, et cetera. So it's pretty charming stuff. I actually really like this pair here.
And they were really good in the ring in the main event.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, we have to work together, be on the same page to take on Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler tonight.
Correct.
After that, we had Bayley versus Dana Brooke in a rematch from last week.
Yeah.
Dana Brooke just signed a new 5-year deal with the WWE.
Dana Brooke.
That's awesome.
Here she's a hard worker, dedicated to her craft.
She used the Dave Bautista leverage. She's like, hey, listen, I've got a thing going. I've got an angle going on right now with Dave Bautista. Would you like to see my DMs?
For a section of this match, there's a lot of
I already did the ham job joke, so I'm done with that kind of joke.
All right.
So yeah,
we're done with ham for the show too.
I'm not going to go any further.
A lot of Ronda Rousey talk during this match. I don't know if you noticed this. They were talking about.
I did not notice that at all.
They were talking about Dana's match against Ronda that she had like basically a year ago.
Oh my God, I was not paying attention.
Yeah, there was a lot of Ronda talk during this
Not
match.
sure why I'm shocked about that.
But going back to the action in the ring, at one point Dana hits a swanton, goes to the pin. Bayley escapes the loss by grabbing that bottom rope. Mm-hmm. And damn it, Dana was going for a Batista bomb.
Yeah, and Bayley ruined it.
Why does she have to ruin that, man? She escapes.
Seriously, Dana needs to, if she ever gets to a point where she's winning matches,
New finish,
the Batista bomb.
I know. She drops Dana the top turnbuckle, follows with the Rose Plant for the W. Afterwards, Bayley and Sasha get in the ring, and they're not like beating up Dana. They start like yelling at her a little bit, like talking trash. Lacey Evans runs out. She's in the ring. She's like, so Bayley and Sasha leave. She grabs a mic and she's like, Sasha, you're a bully, and you know when I grew up, you step up to bullies, so I'm challenging you to a match.
Yeah. Earlier, we had seen Lacey had brought her kid.
Yeah.
To.
Oh yeah, there's a backstage segment with Alexa,
Nikki.
Lacey, Nikki, and Dana Brooke.
Yeah, that's right.
And
they were
yes,
like
Lacey had her
giving
kid.
her some positive morale.
Yeah. And so we go to commercial, we come back, and Lacey Evans versus Sasha Banks.
And her kid did play quite a bit into this.
Yeah, man.
She was like front row, being held by, I'm assuming, a family friend or relative or whatever, or maybe Lacey's husband. I don't know who.
And she was like baring her teeth at
she was like
Sasha
a little
Banks.
feral child. So like, "Arr." And then at one point, Sasha and the little kid got into a yelling match. And so that, really, that's like the little kid was like Otis's ham. That really got Lacey Evans enraged. So she comes down and starts beating the crap out of Sasha.
Double count out, though. Double count
And
out.
it ends in a double count out, yeah.
And so, and then there's a big brawl that breaks out. You got Lacey and Dana Brooke brawling with Sasha and Bayley.
Dana Brooke.
Eventually, Sasha and Bayley leave the ring area. It's definitely going to be a tag match next week.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Definitely. And then our main event, Daniel Bryan, The Miz, taking on Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. Match starts. Miz and Daniel Bryan are arguing about who's going to start. While they're doing that, Baron and Dolph look to take advantage. Instead, they get their butts handed to them. We get some stereo yes kicks to Baron and Dolph. And like the synchronization between Daniel Bryan and The Miz on those was fantastic.
They had a lot of great chemistry, man.
Yeah, man.
They really did.
Go to commercial, come back. Baron has the upper hand because he dropped Daniel Bryan with a deep six. He and Dolph have isolated Daniel Bryan. That is until Daniel Bryan hits a missile drop kick. He gets the hot tag to Miz. Dolph comes in too. Miz lays out Dolph. He ends up reversing End of Days into a skull-crushing finale. He turns around, and Dolph hits him with a DDT, though. Gets a 2. Dolph tries to super kick Miz. Miz catches it. Puts Dolph in the figure 4. This is actually a pretty fun finish. So Miz has Dolph in the figure 4. And you don't see Baron Corbin getting back in the ring.
That's funny. I just got a notification from Twitter that said, Brandy Rhodes and 2 other people you followed Paul Walter Hauser. He's the dude who played Richard Jewell. So evidently all those people went to go see the Richard Jewell movie.
Guess so.
And they followed the actor who looks exactly like Richard Jewell.
Exactly.
I was like, man, did they do any of them holograms of Richard Jewell
So
for this
deep
movie?
fakes.
They deep fake Richard Jewell on like John Goodman or something.
So Miz has Dolph in the figure 4, and you don't see Baron get in the ring, but you see Daniel Bryan running across your frame, and it kind of winds out a bit, and he jumps over Miz and Dolph, hits Baron with a knee plus, Dolph taps.
That was cool, man.
Miz and Daniel Bryan win.
Daniel Bryan always brings a little something new, man. Him and Kofi, they always bring a little something new, and sometimes Cesaro too.
So it was announced like as soon as the bell rang that next week is going to be Baron versus Miz versus Daniel Bryan. Whoever wins this, number 1 contender for Universal title. Mm-hmm. And after that was announced, lights started coming down. You hear Bray laugh. End the show with 2 minutes left.
You know what would be very interesting, though? I would actually dig this. Baron Corbin versus The Fiend. I would dig that feud. Because Baron at some point would have to take that seriously. And that's a side that we don't really see too often these days of Baron Corbin. Usually he's pouring dog food on people or like cracking stupid jokes. But him having a deal, if they actually wrote it properly, his type of character dealing with, because The Fiend is essentially a bad guy. A bad guy versus bad guy, but they're 2 very different bad guys. I'd be down for that. I'd be okay with that.
I feel like we're some months away from that.
You think so? I
mean, being captivating and interesting for. I understand your point. It's not disagree with them, But I think the general audience is so sour on Baron that they're gonna
but hold on a second.
That out of hand.
Is Baron at the point that Sheamus was when
Roman feuded with him?
Right. It's on par, right? It's on par.
Yeah, the only thing that's keeping Baron really from being at that point, he hasn't been with the company as long as Sheamus was at that time.
Sure, okay. But he sort of occupies the same spot.
I think essentially that's why you have Roman feud with him, yeah.
So you have Baron feud with The Fiend. That's actually an ass-kicking I'd like to see. Because with Baron, he's always so like, you know...
Oh, so if you want Bray to be top face on SmackDown, you have him go against Baron, and Bray destroys him.
I don't know what they want for The Fiend, because he's like, you know...
Everything
he does, everything Bray does is actually pretty cool.
He exists above that whole spectrum.
Yeah, he does. And so I don't know. I think that might be some people. I would. And here's the thing: we've already seen at this point, Bryan and we've seen The Miz. They've each had a shot. So I don't know. I get the feeling that we might get Baron there. Although, how would Baron then be changed? Let's just speculate now. How would Baron be changed?
He starts playing football again.
There you go. Yeah, he leaves the WWE.
No, he just comes out and with his Arizona Cardinals gear on.
What a weird thing to do. What a weird change.
I mean, because it seems like
he's growing his hair out again.
It seems like it's not. People are changed by the Bray, but people are always by the Fiend. But people are reverting to some incarnation from their past.
Right.
Finn.
Yeah.
He's Prince. Seth. He's heel again, kind of like authority heel, but now he is the authority.
He'd bring back his. He'd grow his hair out, and he'd bring back the post-apocalyptic stuff.
Growing his hair back out. He looks way better.
It'd be pretty funny because there'd be that phase.
It'd be way further back now too.
It'd be great. It'd be that phase of like probably 8 months or so before it gets to like here.
It's gonna be awful.
And he's just gonna look like like
a college professor,
like a Biff Loman.
Yeah,
like a Costanza.
So Daniel Bryan, he didn't turn heel, but he went way back to American Dragon.
Well, you'd like to think. I mean, he looks like it.
They're not going to say American Dragon because that's not a WWE thing, but that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's American Dragon. He alluded to that. It's American Dragon Daniel Bryan, but he smiles more.
All right.
So I guess Baron would go back to aspiring professional football player. Let's do some questions. Joe Juarez. Hey, boys, at the airport, plane is broken, waiting for a replacement. Too good me united, lol.
Oh man, that they have lied to you.
Good luck.
They are not waiting for a replacement. They are holding your plane up to prove a point to your boss.
I don't know.
Isn't that what happened in Saudi Arabia?
Oh, maybe. But also,
that's an anxiety attack.
They're
going to put a new part of the plane in. It's not going to fall out.
No, now we're waiting for a new plane. Oh, guess what? Your crew has passed their hours.
Yeah.
You got to spend the night at the airport. I hope that doesn't happen to you, Joe.
Yeah, man.
But temporary expectations.
I hope that plane part works, man.
I've not had
Hopefully it doesn't fall out.
I haven't had a ton of great luck with United.
Nobody has any good luck with planes because they are very ambitious things.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive that we get the air and fly.
It's like really impressive.
And they don't fall out of the sky on the regular basis.
You would think that would happen all the time. And it doesn't? That's bizarre.
It's the safest means of travel as far as I'm aware.
And like, given how much we've heard about how like lackadaisical the airlines are with upkeep on those planes.
It's amazing.
Like they rolled out an entire line, those MAX planes.
Oh, that were faulty.
Yeah. And yet they still, for the most part, worked, except for like two.
And if those two hadn't crashed or fallen out of the sky,
they'd still be up there.
Yep. Miguel Martinez, if you guys watched Skywalker yet, Steve has. Miguel says it feels like WB Creative wrote the script. Lol. Are we getting a movie review? I'm going to try to watch it this weekend. I have family in town. I might have some time on Sunday. And if so, expect that Monday for Overrun.
I've got my solo, my personal review going up on my channel maybe tomorrow. I don't know, but I am very much looking forward to talking with you about it.
Because you don't mind Star Wars. You like Star Wars.
Oh, I enjoy Star Wars. No, I'm a big mark.
But
for Star
you are
Wars.
more so a Star Trek guy.
It honestly depends on like the time and like when I was, because like when I was younger I was more into Star Wars, but then when I got older I was more into Star Trek. But I think I went through another Star Wars phase. I think at this point in my life I'm more of a Star Trek guy, but I'm still I will mark out totally for Star Wars stuff.
All right.
It's just these days, like we mentioned before, if it's past the point of it being special. And so it has to be really good, or it has to be good for me to get into it. Like The Mandalorian. I'm all in on The Mandalorian. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's been a fun show. I'm way behind, though. Hamidcito Gomez, Bray, and Brock champs on road to WrestleMania. Thoughts? I don't have a problem with that. Hold on, let me back up. Bray, I don't mind. There's interesting character work going on there. I don't think in terms of in-ring performance, it's the most captivating stuff, at least from the Fiend standpoint. But there's plenty of story on a micro and macro level going on. I'm fine with that. If they have any idea of, I think Meltzer said in the newsletter that the plan now, I guess, is Kane, Brock, and Rumble.
Yeah.
Get that out of the way. And then if Tyson Fury wins, Brock and Tyson at Mania. And if you want to have that match, fine. No titles involved. Unless maybe it's Tyson Fury's titles.
That
Fine,
would
have the boxing
totally
titles
be.
involved.
We would schedule our food to arrive during the Brock Tyson Fury.
And when it doesn't show up, then I go outside and make a bunch of phone calls.
All the shenanigans that involve us getting
anything.
our food to this office.
Yeah.
That would be during the Brock Tyson Fury. Because I don't care one small tiny bit if and that's fine if they want to have it. Not for the title.
Not for the
Don't
belt.
care.
Nope.
Do not care.
Nick C says Star Wars was good, but not great. But that's just me. You said there were some fun bits.
No, okay. So here's the thing. In a nutshell, I got a kick out of a lot of the movie. It's I'll put it this way. This is a weird way of putting it. It is a very Star Wars movie. They do a lot with it. It is essentially, I had a FaceTime chat with Tim today because he saw it. It's basically 3 movies all squashed into one, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say. They do a lot in that movie. Some of it is very eye-rollable. None of it makes really a lick of sense, but it's also a relatively decent way of concluding the saga. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
On the Patreon here, Logan Finterbush.
Logan.
Where do you think the Mandy Rose and Otis story will go?
Live sex show.
Heartbreak for Otis.
Live sex show.
Christopher Rampersad, do you think Edge's opponent for WrestleMania is Baron because WWE likes Baron? No.
How about Edge versus Daniel Bryan?
That'd be great.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I'd be on board with that.
Wouldn't that be something else?
Mm-hmm. Thomas Dunnigan, if the trend continues of Bray's opponents reverting to their past selves after encountering The Fiend, who do you want to see on SmackDown reverting back to their older selves? And he has a second question here. And is Sheamus thinking by looking like his 2010 self without having faced The Fiend, he maybe wanted to stop him? No.
He'd revert back to being in a tag team with Stu Bennett with Wade Barrett.
In SCW.
They're called the Empire.
Today.
Yeah. Don't. Who's got a past self on SmackDown?
That could be worth exploring.
Yeah. How
about Nakamura?
What if Kofi faces the Fiend and he gets his Jamaican accent back? That would be rad.
That'd be something.
Do you know how much fun the New Day could have with that?
A lot.
Probably would never do it, but oh man, that'd be hilarious. Who else is on the SmackDown roster?
I'm getting to it.
Let's take a look.
I mean, Braun.
Dolph Ziggler could be the Spirit Squad guy again.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, Braun could be the black sheep of the Wyatt family. I mean, there's a lot that they could mine with Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman.
Yeah, no.
There's a ton. Didn't they do some dark matches?
Oh, maybe.
I think they did.
Matt Hardy.
Mustafa Ali go back to being a cop.
Yeah, they're running out of
Sami Zayn back to El Generico.
There you go. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be actually cool. That'd be fun.
That'd be really cool.
I don't know what Dash and
Cesaro go back to being Claudio
Castagnoli.
Castagnoli.
There you go. Let's see here. Okay, James Rodriguez. If you were offered any role you wanted in WWE, would you take a behind-the-scenes role or an on-screen role? I tell you, I know exactly what it would be. I would get the license to their comic book properties. Boom does a really good job. Well, you know what? Boom does a decent job with it. I feel like they don't get clever enough, and maybe it's a mandate from WWE.
Could be.
That's very likely.
They might have to write within certain confines.
But I feel like a lot of there's just sort of, what happens when the build to a match wasn't really... Like, you get to see, with the Boom comics, you get to see what happened backstage in kayfabe.
Yeah. In between moments, yeah.
In between moments. But I feel like they can get a little weirder with it.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I don't know. If you were offered anything in the realm of WWE, what would it be? What about theme songs? You're a music
That'd
guy.
be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun, huh?
But you can't expect to have that job very long.
Well, Jim Johnson had it for a long time.
Yeah, the CFO's had it, but he was just fired out of nowhere or let go out of nowhere.
Well, yeah. Well, that anything in WWE, you got to expect that.
Myron Siren. Hey, Stephen Larson. Who will be the remaining 2 wrestlers in the men's Rumble match? Merry Christmas and happy 2K20 from Adelaide, Australia. # respect.
The
Thank
remaining
you.
2 wrestlers.
Last 2. So Roman.
I don't know, man. I'm getting the feeling it's going to be, well.
It's got to be someone from SmackDown if the idea is Brock and Tyson Fury. Assuming the title's on the line. Because if not, that means Cain Velasquez is winning that WWE title from Brock at the Rumble.
I don't know, man. I'm going to say this. I know a lot of people are talking about this Brock stuff. I'm going to say it's Kevin Owens. I'm going to say Kevin Owens.
Oh, I'd love that.
I think he's going to win the Rumble.
I love that. I'd be all about that. Ryan Lambert asks, ham jobs, yay or nay?
Oh, hell, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a ham job is, but I'm all for it.
I don't know what it is either.
There you go.
There you go.
Josh Martinez mentioned they filmed an NXT match.
Apparently they filmed 3. I saw on Twitter there was 3 filmed today.
Wow. So the Roderick Strong Wood Challenge, that was already done.
Yeah. So
they did the tag match.
Keith Lee and Leo Rush again.
Tony Nese and Damian Priest.
Yes.
And then what else?
I don't know what the other 2 matches were.
I wonder how they're going to present that.
Awkwardly?
Yeah. Is that crowd going to be dead? It's going to be.
It's NXT. It's Brooklyn.
Okay,
It's a good crowd to have in front of.
That's It's gonna go over. It's gonna be that crowd.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're at the 46-minute mark. I think we went about 6 minutes longer than we had thought we would go. So I want to say thanks to everybody out there. Listen, if you like the show, hit that like button.
Yes, please.
Smash it an odd number of times. And then, of course, if you're listening to us in the audio realm, just take a second out, leave us a rating,
Smash out a review.
I have not looked. Let's do this real quick, just real quick. I have not looked at the ratings, or I'm sorry, the reviews of our show.
Oh, well, last I looked, we had quite a few.
In the longest time. You know, there's another podcast called Going In Raw.
Really?
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Let's see here, Going In Raw, but it was about something really weird.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
About supply chain.
It's about supply chain. So that's weird. Anyways, I'm gonna read a review. Look at that. We're 5-star. We've almost 2,000 ratings.
That's awesome.
And we're at 5 stars. That's great. That's just terrific.
That's amazing.
Let's see. How do I read reviews? Here we go. Here's a review. December 13th. J.D. Wright. My go-to for all wrestling news. That's great.
Thank you so much.
What a great thing to say.
Thanks.
See
so
y'all.
much.
Well, here we go.
Here's a 1-star
Fat
review.
Llama. I have been a wrestling fan for over 30 years thanks to my mother. Watching wrestling was our favorite thing to do together. Oh, listen to this. After she passed away, I stopped watching wrestling. Later, I got into 10 for the win, and later Going In Raw. That helped me get back in wrestling. The humor of Stephen Larson always puts a smile on my face. Been through some pretty dark times, and I always look forward towards the ray of light they bring. Thank you so much. I know my mom is happy that I'm in wrestling again. And I have you guys to thank.
Aw.
Too sweet and a hearty handshake. That's so nice.
That's so nice. Thank you so much.
And then there's this guy. This is DeMoney88.
Yeah.
1-star review.
Let's end on this one.
Just stop talking WWE then. Been listening for about 2 years, and the consistent crapping on WWE has been just enough. I could care less about AEW versus WWE and who you like more. For the past 2 months, nothing WWE is good, and they just spend 45 minutes a day spreading misery. Larson obviously is out on it for months and just seems like a jilted ex. Well, all good things have to come to an end sometime.
Guess so. I gotta look for a different thing to pay my bills.
And now
Checked out.
The time is near. Anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.